Have mercy.
Lord have mercy, but go the fuck home.
Touche. All right, so also at Survivor Series, in the men's War Games match, we had a masked accomplice, well, a masked man, cost CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and
it was Danhausen.
Cost his team the War Games match. And the internet, as always, they had Goofy like, "Oh my god, I know I could tell by his body size. Oh my god, look at his eye. I could
tell by the miles per hour he went up the steps."
Yeah, it's going to be it's this person. Like, no, look, man, that person's going to be whoever until they decide who it actually is going to be. And people are like, "Oh my god, it's Chris Jericho. Could it be Chris Jericho?" But could it be Chris Jericho? Sure, but his ass is not doing no damn curb stomps. He is not.
All right, hold on. I could see him doing a curb stomp. I don't see him climbing up the cage that gracefully.
Like I said, it could be anybody at this point. But when they
could be James Ellsworth.
Could be. But we have some time to could be. But we have some time to find out who it is. And
could be Donovan Lloyd.
By his program, guys. So we have some time to figure out who it could be. Everybody's been speculating. The speculation has been it's been Austin Theory because he was supposed to be in this match allegedly. And in my opinion, I think that would be flat, especially for how drawn out it actually is. This is kind
when he comes back, he's got to be a babyface. So it's a fuck up if it is him.
So the fact that we're waiting, it has to be a big deal. Because I think if you just sit there and say after a month or so, it's Theory that's really going to fall flat. So I think it has to be like a really big deal, a debuting superstar or a top name or somebody who's about to take the next level. And we've heard speculation like some people threw out Ricky Saints, Montez Ford, and Chris Jericho, for example, as I just stated. So who do you think it actually is, and who do you want to be?
I'm going to sound like a hater. And I'll tell you what, because of his personal account, during injury, I've never liked Austin Theory. Doesn't move the needle for me. Doesn't. Like, good-looking guy, whatever. But someone like, it's all right, cool. Maybe it's just easy to heel. Like, all right, cool. It's easy to boo. I want to see him come back as a babyface. And I think it's just obviously due to the rumors. I don't want it to be the obvious dangling carrot. I don't want it to be him. As long as it's not him, I'm happy. The idea of it being Jericho, I think is fucking awesome. Those two young bronze, Logan and Jericho, what the hell? Inner Circle me now. Imagine him calling it that. Like, oh, this vision is my inner circle. And they appreciate Jericho. There's so much good stuff they could do with it. And like you said, whether it's actually him or not, they could wait till that first Raw in January and say, boom, it's Jericho, because it could be whoever. I didn't the night of Survivor Series when it happened during the post show, hour after the post show, the next morning. I didn't think of Montez, but then I started seeing his name more and more and more and more. That's like number 1, 1A, 1B, or top number 2. Like that's who I wanted. Like I think it would be awesome. We've been wanting a singles run from him for I don't know how long. 2021,
day one-ish.
Elimination Chamber. He did. What was it? Elimination Chamber 21 or 22. He had that
in the U.S. title match.
Yeah, they went nuts for him, and then obviously they've been teasing the Profits breaking up, and we haven't got that. I think that would be awesome, and I think it'd be a real good look for it. Just like the aesthetic of that, like Bronson's big ass, Braun Breaker's a monster, Logan as everything he is in the background, and then Montez there. I mean, it's a cool looking group. I like that a lot. What say you?
I don't think it's Jericho. See, if it's Jericho, Jericho can't align with the vision because I think Chris Jericho coming back will overshadow what they're doing with Braun. So I don't think.
If this is going to be his like finish up, why would we not make him a face? Like obviously he's always been arguably better as a heel in WWE, but I think his finale, like he's going to get cheered. Whether it's going to be almost Cody-esque. Like Jericho is just getting booed nonstop in AEW, but that's not going to matter. Once he comes back, he's going to get cheered. Once he comes home.
Yeah. No.
Now,
Also,
what if it is Danhausen?
I'm turning the TV off. But if it is Jericho, it does make sense because you reignite that thing with Punk. Like we kept talking about if Chris Jericho does come back, or quote unquote retirement tour thing would be. And Punk is one of the guys that left in WWE that is actually one of his biggest rivals. But I don't think it's Jericho. Montez Ford, if it was him, I think that's pointless as well because you're essentially putting him back somewhat into a group when he's leaving a tag team. I think Montez Ford can kind of shine by himself. And now the other popular opinion is Ricky Saints, another young guy, another person who could be a big star in this company. But he's also somebody that I don't think that actually needs to be in that group either. Even though it's with a bunch of young upstarts, I don't think he needs a mouthpiece. We know he doesn't need that at all.
Like who really doesn't need to be in the group per se?
So, for example, like Braun and Bronson in the group, I can buy that. You know, like Braun, he's improved on the mic, yes. Bronson Reed doesn't really necessarily talk that much. So, like those two I could actually see together.
Well, but I'm not talking about the guys that are already in it. I'm just saying, like, who could be added? Like, who would benefit from being added to this?
Yeah, I don't think Montez really would. Like, now, granted, he could benefit from the shine of being with the group. But me personally, I just don't think
and being away from a tag team, like he needs
to be like a legit solo by himself.
Speaking of solo, it's a bad comparison, but like the MFTs, like it's 5 guys, but like you're not really thinking like, all right, you don't really think of any of them as a tag team because when they were part of the bloodline, like originally. Tama Tonga won the tag belt with Jacob Fatu, and Jacob gifted it to Tonga Loa when he came back. So then they were a tag team. They dropped it. Tama Tonga has been teasing that he's going to be, challenging like for the U.S. title. Solo's obviously always been the front man. Tama Tonga is doing stuff. So everyone's like by themselves. So like if Montez went, like obviously I thought like if there was Seth was the world champion, and I thought they had a beautiful chance for, give the Bronze the tag titles. They kind of had matching gear for a little bit, but due to Seth's injury, obviously everything's out the window. But I think you could get Montez in this, and it could just be a bunch of single stars. Or I only like the idea of like Bronson and Logan tagging. Like put 2 guys that have like, it would benefit them to be doing something. And they're not, it's not like they're going back to a tag team. You don't think of either of them as a tag team guy. And obviously we haven't seen Braun Breaker as a tag guy, like on the main roster, but like he had his stint in NXT. So it's like, we don't really need him per se to be doing any tag work.
Yeah.
Especially with Seth hurt.
Yeah. I'm stumped. I really am because like I said, I have like, it's probably one of these guys I aimed, but I've kind of talked myself out of it being any of those guys because I don't think any of them are actually kind of like really necessarily like benefits any of them. But if I had to give a guess, my guess would be it'll eventually be Jericho because he's the big name that actually fits in with those guys that were in the War Games match and things like that. So if I had to guess, put money on it, my bet would be Chris Jericho.
Well, so that's your bet, but who would you want it to be?
I don't really necessarily have one because like I said, like all the guys that it could be, I don't want them there. So I don't really have an answer.
But is there anyone you want? So there's no one you want there. You wish nobody came in.
No, I don't. I thought that match was entirely flat, and I didn't think it really needed anybody, but it gives a level of intrigue.
I'd argue
it could be theory.
Braun could have just kept stomping on Punk, or it could have like got that spear and won without that. I think that was better for everyone. You got fucking Brock Lesnar on your team, and you needed a sixth man.
Now, let me say this: it probably is theory. You know, try to
and
build
that sucks. That sucks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And in theory, no pun intended.
And theory was Vince guy. Come on, Trip. What are you doing? Maybe Trip. Maybe you do suck. Go back to NXT. Send Sean up. He'll book. The fuck. Yeah. Sean Waltman wouldn't book this.
Because Burn is cooking in NXT. All right. So, all right. Also, as Survivor Series, you told about how